The handprint in the dark. For a long time, we thought the story of our survival was written in blood and flint. We looked at the jagged edges of spearheads and the charred remains of ancient hearths and saw a species defined by its ability to kill and consume. We viewed our ancestors as rugged individualists, conquering a brutal wilderness through sheer physical dominance. But there is a different kind of evidence hidden in the deep, silent corners of caves across the globe. It isn't a weapon, and it isn't a tool. It's a signature, and it suggests that the real secret to our success wasn't our ability to fight, it was our obsession with being seen. Imagine walking into the back of a cave in what is now southern France or the jungles of Borneo 30,000 years ago. The air is cold, damp, and perfectly still. You are hundreds of meters from the surface, far beyond the reach of the sun. In the flickering light of a fat-soaked torch, you see it, a human handprint, pressed firmly against the stone. For decades, archaeology assumed these were the marks of great men, the hunters, the leaders, the warriors. We projected our own modern biases onto the stone. But recent forensic analysis of the finger lengths in these ancient stencils has revealed a startling truth. A vast majority of these handprints didn't belong to great men. They belonged to women. And even more surprisingly, many belong to children and teenagers. This changes everything. These caves weren't just galleries for trophies, they were the first classrooms. They were the first communal journals. Think about the effort required to make that mark. You had to grind pigments like ochre into a fine powder. You had to find a hollow reed or a bone. You had to convince someone to hold the torch while you pressed your palm against the cold, wet limestone and blew the pigment over your skin, leaving a negative silhouette. In a world where every calorie mattered and every predator was faster than you, why spend hours in the dark making art? The answer is as profound as it is simple: connection. By leaving a handprint, these early humans were bridging the gap between me and us. They were saying, I was here. I existed. I am part of this. This drive to communicate, to share an internal world with others, is exactly what allowed us to outlast the Neanderthals and other hominids. While others may have had bigger muscles or better cold resistance, we had the social glue. We had the ability to build a collective identity that stretched across generations. The handprint in the dark is the payoff of the human experiment. It's the proof that we didn't just survive, we sought to be remembered. We realized, very early on, that a life lived only for oneself is a life forgotten. So, the next time you feel small in the face of history, remember those caves. Remember that before we built cities, before we invented the wheel, and before we wrote a single word, we reached out into the darkness, not to strike, but to leave a mark. We have always been a species that finds its greatest strength not in the power of the fist, but in the presence of the hand.